I can hear you out on that one. But there's that old saying, a little bit can mean a lot. Details, 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 subtleties, intricacies. Something as simple as dredging a river can have a dramatic effect on commerce. And nowadays, because of parties who are building ships, they're laying keels and for ships that's so much larger than they have been. They can carry more container freight and things of this nature. The result is, they have a deeper draft. So that requires that you have a channel where they're going to be navigating into a port that is deeper. You come into a harbor and everything in that area is shallow water. It impedes your ability to get the deep water vessels in, which basically means it's hard for you to attract those who are looking to ship into your particular area. They will go to other ports. So I think it's incredibly important that you look at things from a long-term view when it comes to coast-wise trade. So the Department for the Drain, Travel, and Transport, along with the Department for the Infrastructure, within our jurisdiction, they're the ones that's responsible for things like this. We are very interested in seeing here in the capital city here that we have a deepened channel because for the most part, the river here, the Tonea-River, is effectively about 40 feet deep. If I haven't gotten anything accurate, but I'm pretty sure that if there's anyone that's doing any sounding, they will tell you that it's got to be about 40 feet, more or less. And accurate sounding will bear it out. If it is in fact 40 feet, that's not really comfortable margin for, let's say I'm an operator of 5, 10, 20, 60 deep water vessels, Panamax size or better, or having a few H classes and a whole lot of Panamax. You're talking about some seriously big ships, and they're making them bigger. Well, if I'm going to be an operator of a fleet of vessels for deep water trade, I'm going to want to keep up with my competitors. So if they're building them bigger, I want to get bigger so I can at least compete. That said, here in the capital city, Agade-Medina, we require a deeper port to be able to address having bigger vessels come through for trade purposes. It's just the nature of how it is when it comes down to global trade. So I am open to anything that is presented to me that makes sense in terms of dredging. Now, a lot of times you have normal dredging, regular dredging, periodic dredging of a particular channel for navigable purposes. In our venue, Department for the Customs has the Imperial Customs Force, and they're responsible for navigable waters. That will include bridges, tunnels, and dredging operations. They may not necessarily engage in the dredging operations, but they would have the responsibility for inspections. They have the responsibility for maintenance of particular things in conjunction with the Department for the Public Works, which is a sub-department of the Department for the Infrastructure. So these things we have to look at, because dredging, it's regular is one thing, but if you want to deepen your channel, that's something altogether different. For me, I think I'd like to see the Tonea-River dredged by, say, about 10 feet. Make it 10 feet deeper, down to, say, 50 feet. That's about right. That way, when a big girl comes through, her screws won't get twisted or damaged by anything that might be on the floor. In this case, it wouldn't be ocean floor, riverbed. I'll say it that way. These things are very, very important because, again, if it allows for there to be deep water vessels to come and make a port of call, when she gets to your wharf and she unloads, that leads to other economic activity. Not to mention the fact that whatever you're exporting, whether it be food, whether it be materials that you manufacture, you'll be able to send them out more containers worth of material on particular vessels that can handle that amount of or a large amount of containers. So very, very important things for us to begin to look at long view. And as Moors, since we are the masters of the seven seas, it's imperative that we get that straight, which is why my department for the Drain, Travel, and Transport, Sea Department, and the Imperial Maritime Agency, as well as the Imperial Customs Force, that's why they're online in the manner that they are, because these things are absolutely essential.